Happy Friday. I'm back home now, which is nice, although if I look like I'm covered in sweat, it's because I am. It's pretty hot here in England, 34 degrees I think it is upstairs in my room at the moment, so yeah, I'll probably make this one a short one. If I put the fan on, you won't be able to hear anything, so I will suffer from now. So yeah, hope everyone had a good week of trading. Mine was really good. All the positions we talked about last week have been playing out, which is nice. Always nice to be in the green. We had some volatility this week from CPI announcements, but no real effect for us looking at these daily and weekly time frames. It was more of if you're day trading, more of an issue there. So on the whole, we are getting to some of the really key areas that we looked at last week on some of the major indexes like SPY and NAS. So things are getting pretty interesting, and some things to be aware of. So we will get into it. Okay, so we'll start with the SPY on the weekly as usual. So stochastics are still up, very firmly up, and a lot of room and momentum to carry on up as well. Be interesting to see this cross through the 50, which it's pretty much going to do in the next 13 minutes. That's always a nice level to get through. And on the price action, looking pretty bullish, I have to say. The fib pool we had from here to here is we're now into the pass through. Well, we'll step back to the previous week. Last week we were bouncing off this area here, which was the point. I've got a feeling the point of control last week was a bit higher, but we talked about both of these being major nodes. So the rejection from this, sort of small rejection from this last week, held the 21. Perfect bounce off the 21, opened here, bounced off the 21 exponential this week, and moved on up as we thought might happen. So price is now well into this 618 region, heading for the 66, which was my preferred level, I think, just because this daily was here as well. So that's all looking good. If we look at the volume here, there is a big hole basically, and that could suck price action pretty quickly up to this next area here, which is the other high volume node at 4400. So we have to be wary here of potential reversals again, but given where we are, it wouldn't be surprising now to see this move up to here. It wouldn't make too much of a difference structurally. We've already created a higher high here, which is a good sign. So if it came up to here and rejected, wouldn't make any difference. The big level is actually up here, because that would be really bullish if we flip this level and move on up. So that's kind of how I'm viewing the weekly. The one other thing I was looking at here, there is a case for moving this fib pool to this level here, and if you do that becomes interesting. Then you've still got your daily level here, which is significant, but you then get more confluence of the 61866 zone with this volume node here, so that's quite nice. And actually, when you look at it on the monthly, that is the more valid pull. It's one of those nuanced things where you could use both, but for now we'll keep that here. So that's all looking pretty good, and we're going to close in about 10 minutes. It'd be nice to see that 66 hit. I'm already out of my long position from I can't remember, I think it was down here. So I've closed out for the night. I don't really want to hold that over the weekend and pay fees, especially if this hits. It could pull back when the market opens on Sunday night, Monday morning. Alright, so that's the weekly. We'll go to the daily. Again, daily looks good. There's no bearish divergence there. The stochastic momentum is still up, but it's kind of flopping around up here, not really telling us much. If we look at a bit more detail in how we can trade this, so if you're long already, I do think these are good to take profit areas. You may want to hold some for this next level that we spoke about and beyond, but time to be watching out for any pullbacks. If we, let's just zoom out. Okay, got that the wrong way around. If we just pull a speculative fib pull in case it does start to reverse here, this probably too deep to be particularly bullish. If we pulled it from, I think it was here, was the if we got a reversal here, then the 618 starts to look a bit better there. You get a line up with this volume node here, so I think it's worth starting to try and plot your levels in case there is any pullback. That's a worthwhile thing to do, but play that by ear. So I just knocked my microphone over there, but otherwise all looking pretty good for SPY. Okay, not much more to say on that one. Okay, we'll move to Nasdaq, and this is going to be pretty similar. Okay, so stochastic momentum up, same as SPY, and on the weekly, this one is a clearer fib pull to take from here. Happy with that one. And price has last week bounced off this point of control, not particularly a big one, but that's the point of control, and a pretty strong move up there. I'll leave that little fib on there because I'll show you what I was doing there. But again, it's getting really close to this 61866 level, so I think there's a bit more juice left in this one. This daily level's been broken through now, which is good, so I think it can continue up to here, and on the weekly there's not actually a lot of confidence with that 618 area, so yeah, expecting this to carry on up as long as it closes quite well for the next 10 minutes. On the daily, let's have a look. Stochastic momentum it's exactly the same as SPY, is crossed up, holding the RSI EMA, no bearish divergence. There might be, yeah, that kind of looks okay for now. There could be, but it's really slight chance of bearish divergence there. Okay, so yeah, not much more to say on that one. I think it's the same as SPY, really. Just be conscious that we could start seeing some pullback levels. This one, this is a really nice level to claim if it closes the daily here. So if it can bounce on Monday, reconfirm this and move on up, that'd be great. If it rejects down, plot your levels lower. This daily we can remove now because that one's dead, but we still have what looks quite nice is this level here, which is 12,920. So we've got a couple of EMAs there. We've got a daily level that's untapped, so that could be a good level to look for pullbacks, but otherwise looking pretty good for Nasdaq. Okay, moving on to oil, and the last week wasn't particularly bullish on oil. Did take this 618 trade here, which we'll come to in a minute. Stochastic's down, so momentum is down, and it is outside of our little box there on price. 105 to cross up, so we'll see. This will close tonight, and then we'll see what value it comes out with, but I think it's got more of a chance to cross up next week if it wants to be bullish. Chart itself, yeah, it was a good bounce off the 618 there, moved up to the close to the weekly level, didn't quite make it, and it's just rejecting down at the moment. Be nice to see holding the 55 there on the weekly. And let's go to the daily, because that's going to tell us a little bit more. So daily's a bit of a confused picture. So we've got a stock cross up, and price has bounced above the RSI EMA, which is good, but we are under the daily 200 and rejecting from it, and the 21 was aligning with that weekly, which is where price rejected from. So it has managed to climb back into this box, which is interesting, but I'm still not bullish on this until it starts to reclaim these sort of key areas. So first would be the daily 200, next would be the daily 21, which is coming down, and this weekly level. If it can flip those, and it can flip this diagonal we've got here, then okay, yeah, we can get a bit more bullish. But if you remember last week, my plan was to take this and get out of it pretty quick, which is what I did. I got out on I think it was the 200 I got out on. It's a fairly quick trade because it is counter trend. You know, we've been lower high, lower low, all the way down. So oil really, I think short trades are valid. You've got nice areas to manage risk on here, and if it can flip these levels, then great. So that is all we need to look at on oil. I'll move to gold again, weekly. So gold just looks really strong to me. I've got to say that stock cross, we covered it in some other videos about the price increases that we see from these low weekly stochastic levels and lower RSI levels, and the bounce already off this 618 that we played is looking really good. So let's just have a look on daily. Yeah, daily stocks are up there, but that's okay, they can stay up there for a while. RSI is 60, it's nowhere near being overcooked, so there is still potential in the tank for this one. The fib pull from here to here, we just we wicked the 618 a few days ago. I did close one of my trades there, so I've only got one running, and I haven't shorted this because it was showing signs of strength on this 55. So yeah, just the one trade running now, and I kind of missed my other one that I had. But I will look at relonging this at any sort of key levels that are going to be given to us. So how do we look at this? Well, this is obviously a very valid take profit zone, but again, if it flips these levels, that would be pretty bullish, and then, to be honest, I'd be looking for higher. The reason for this being a big take profit zone, as we said last week, point of control, daily level 618, daily 100 all coming in at once. But if it can get above that, I mean, if you look at this as a just turn everything off for a second. If you look at this as just a big box, a range of consolidation for pretty much a year now, 2 years now, sorry, one year now. This looking like a consolidation after a big move up for me, and if it can flip these levels, you start getting into a tapered volume area where it can freely move up then. So yeah, if it rejects off here, I'd be looking for these levels to the downside. Daily is now dead, so we can remove that one. This one's still valid, so pullbacks here would be good. Daily 21 will move up, so that could be a good area. Again, shouldn't really do this, but it can give you an idea if you do start to see some pullbacks. 618 would be a bit too deep for me. Yeah, you might want to look at. Let's have a look. I don't normally use a 382. See where that's coming in at. Yeah, it doesn't really line up with too much. I'd rather use that daily level there for any pullbacks. Equally, if it breaks through, then you can reload on these daily levels if it starts claiming this as support. So yeah, gold looking really good, and yeah, made some nice gains out of that one so far. The other one I wanted to look at quickly was, let's just see what Marathon's doing, because this one's been going crazy. I've been covering this most weeks, and the long I took was somewhere down here. And let's just have a look, see how much it's done so far. Yeah, 260%. So it's like an altcoin. So that's all looking good. Let's just flip to the weekly first and see what's going on there. Yeah, so obviously stocks are vertical just because of the way the price action's been, but we have got a lot of traffic overhead. Weekly 200. We've got a 55 and 100, and then we've got this POC here. And if we do our fib port, I think from memory, this is all right in this area. So the if you trade in this again, I do think it's heading towards these regions. That 200 might give us a bit of trouble, but these are the sort of major areas to be taking profit and then looking for pullbacks and reloading. So that is the weekly. Daily, yeah, there was some bearish divergence there, which didn't really do a lot, which is unusual. It carried on moving up, and that was after some pretty horrendous earnings results by the looks of it. So that has continued to go up. We've got a daily 200 above there, which I think was 2006. Let's just see where that was. 2006. Yeah, pretty much where the weekly 200 is as well. So could be some resistance there, and look out for some pullbacks. I'm not actively trading this. I'm going to these are long-term positions from me, as I've covered before. So that is Marathon, and I'm nearly dying of heat, but Wally, good old Wally in the Discord, asked to look at Nvidia. So let's have a quick look at Nvidia. So if you don't know, they make GPUs, mostly graphics cards, and used by a lot of miners as well as a lot of gamers, and it's had some pretty meteoric run-ups during the main sort of market bull run. So as usual, we'll look at weekly. Stochastics crossing up, which is all good. What have we got here? I haven't really looked at this one in detail to see what's going on. So this is, I'm looking at this kind of blind. So pretty big move down. We've got a fib pull here with some 618 levels up here, point of control at 222, price rejecting from the weekly 21. I think that's a POC there, actually. That's just a node, yeah. So price has been struggling with this region, rejected back and is bounced back up there again. So I think another key area, it's probably going to do what Nasdaq does. So similarly, if it can flip this area, then great. But if not, it could be looking at lower on the weekly. Let's have a look on the daily. So daily stocks are down. Just noticing earnings coming in there 24th of, so that's another couple of weeks away, so not too much of a worry for that yet. What else have we got on here? To be honest, this chart isn't really telling me too much here. There's not a lot to trade from. I'd like to see it above these sort of regions here, and particularly above this region. This box was an old box I had drawn with some kind of liquid zone areas in there. So to be bullish, I really want to see it above, certainly above here. You can then say it's making a high, and then building up. If it flips this this major node here, well, it's got to get through this point of control first. But if it could flip that would be pretty bullish. There's some gaps in price here at the 227 level and the 252 level, and 618s in here. So there's a lot of traffic above it, but it's got some proving to do. Otherwise, I'd kind of be looking at lower, to be honest, unless it can flip these levels. So yeah, not something I would want to trade. There's nothing that interesting there for me. Other thing I've got is a speed fan here, just something to be aware of, Wally, if you're planning on trading it. But yeah, not the best chart for me. Cool. Okay, so I think that's all I had this week. Let me know as usual if you want anything else looked at, and hopefully we'll do a bit more detail next week when it's a bit cooler and I'm not drowning in sweat. Alright, so great, have a good weekend everyone, and we'll speak to you in the week. Thank you.